Hey beauties, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be showing you girls my current foundation and concealer routine. I'm also going to be showing you girls the application and the way that I like to set my concealer that makes my concealer foolproof. I really hope you girls enjoy it, and if you girls are interested in knowing my current foundation and concealer routine, then just keep on watching. Okay, so I already moisturized my face, and the moisturizer that I'm leaving right now is a Pond's Dry Skin Cream. So I already applied that, and also I applied a under eye serum, which is from Hard Candy, called I Am Tired, and I really enjoy using that as well. And today for my primer, I'm going to be using my Maybelline Master Prime primer, and this one is in the Blur and Illuminate. And I really love this primer because it's really illuminating, just like it says. I found that it really just gives you that inner glow. And I love the way my foundation brush glides on my skin because of this primer. So I'm just going to be buffing that all over my face. It's really moisturizing too, so that's another reason why I like this primer. And just a little side note, I did already do my eyebrows off camera. I usually always do my eyebrows before my foundation application. So today for my foundation, I'm going to be using my favorite L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte Foundation, and I'm going to be mixing the shades 104 and the shade 106 to get the perfect match for my skin tone. And I'm just going to be taking a pea-sized amount of 104 and just a little bit of 106 just to make the perfect match for me. And then I'm just going to be mixing it together. And I'm going to be starting on one side of my face. And the reason why I like doing this is because I find that the foundation does set kind of fast, so I start one side at a time. And I like to interchange between these two foundation brushes, and this is the Morphe E107, and this is just an Up and Up brand Target Kabuki brush. So I'm going to be using the Morphe brush for today. And the way that I like to apply my foundation is by dabbing it into my skin with the brush and then lightly buffing it out. I just find that that gives me the most coverage, the most seamless application. So like I said, I do apply it on one side and then I apply it on the next side. Dabbing it just like I said and lightly buffing it. And in case you guys were wondering, if you do have facial hair, make sure that you're always buffing downwards. That way the hair does not stand out more. I don't really have that problem, but it is a problem that I know girls do go through. So I do apply it a little bit over my lips just so I won't have any splotchy areas, and I do apply it going down my neck just so that I can get an even application. And then I'm just going to take whatever was left on my hand and apply it onto my forehead. I don't usually apply a lot on my forehead. I just get the little bit that's left, because in case you didn't know, our foreheads are usually a little bit darker than our skin tone, than our whole face. So I'm just going to be making sure I'm buffing everything in, because I don't like having splotchy areas where you can see that I missed foundation. So today for concealer, I'm going to be using one of my favorites, and this is the LA Girl Pro Concealer in the shade Pure Beige. And I really like this concealer because it does have a salmon undertone to it. And I like to use a MAC Prolongwear concealer in the shade NW25. And I find that those colors are really similar to each other. Like you can see, I did apply my concealer into my inner corners of my eyes. That's usually an area where we do tend to get a shadow and it does tend to look darker. So with my beauty blender, I'm just going to be patting it all in. And once it gets to my eyelid, that's when I like to kind of buff it in, because it does get a little bit harder in that area. So tapping in and then just buffing it on the eyelid. And I do like to take my time when I'm doing my concealer, when I'm doing my foundation, just so that I don't have any splotchy areas, like I already mentioned. So then I'm going to be taking, I do like to use either or concealer, which is the MAC Prolongwear Concealer or the Fit Me in shade Sand Sable. And it just depends if I just want a longer wear. And when I do want a longer wear, I do tend to go towards the MAC Prolongwear. I just find that that is going to be so foolproof. It just stays on a lot longer, and like I said, it's the Prolongwear concealer. It's one of my favorites. And when it's just during the week, I like to use the Maybelline Fit Me. So it just depends on where I'm going, how long I want my concealer to last. So right now I'm just dabbing it in, and this is gonna be only for the under eye. I'm not gonna be applying that to the eyelids. This is just to highlight underneath the eyes to give me a brighter, more awake look. And so I'm just gonna be dabbing it out and then going down the bridge of my nose, and whatever's left on the Beauty Blender, adding it to my forehead, to my Cupid's bow and chin. And then I'm gonna be setting my eyes. I'm all happy because I already have my under eyes concealed. So I'm gonna be taking my baby, as you can see. I love this setting powder. It's the Coty Air Spun. You have to be careful because it does kind of make quite a mess, but it's okay. So I'm gonna be making sure I have no creases underneath my eyes with the Beauty Blender, just going in and dabbing it out, because if I do have creasing and I set it, it's just gonna defeat the purpose of setting the under eye. This technique is really helpful to me because I find that I don't have creasing anymore, and that was one of the biggest issues I always dealt with. So a technique that I learned is to make sure you have no creasing before you set your foundation, which is what I'm doing right here. And this is the baking technique, so I'm gonna be dusting all of that powder off right after. And I don't do this for the purpose of extra coverage. I just do this because this is the only way that I find for me to not have any creases. So I'm just gonna let that sit for a little bit. Usually while I have that sitting there, I'm contouring or bronzing up my face. But since this is just a foundation and concealer video, I'm gonna be dusting it off. I'm gonna be using this brush. I'm not sure, it has no name on it, but it's really similar to a Real Technique brush. And I'm just dusting off the powder, and with whatever's left on the brush, I like to kind of set my forehead because that's where I do have a little bit of shine peeking through from the moisturizer. So I'm going to be cleaning off my face with a makeup remover wipe just to bring back my lips. Usually I don't mind having the foundation on there because I do apply my lipstick over that. There's no problem with that, but since I'm not showing you that in this tutorial, I'm just going to be wiping it off. And last but not least, I'm gonna be setting my face with this Loreal infallible setting spray. And I just love this setting spray because I find that it just sets my makeup. It defeats the foundation and the concealer and the powder from getting cakey. So I really recommend using a setting spray. Okay girls, so that is my current foundation and concealer routine. I really hope you girls enjoyed it, and if you did, don't forget to thumbs up my video. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel as I will be uploading once a week, and also don't forget to leave your video suggestions down below if you have any, and I'll see you girls in my next video. Bye.